Everybody, sorry about the late review. Long story short, weather issues, couldn't get a good one, and this is my first chance to actually sit down and do this again. So let's talk about a movie I haven't seen in about, close to a week, maybe a little more. Yes, let's talk about Happy Death Day, a film that follows the traits, once again, of Blade Runner and My Little Pony. Yes, I still reviewed it. Once again, I swear it was a bet. And someone has asked me, would I ever review this series? Yes. If you guys manage to get me 10,000 subscribers, do that, we'll talk. Until then, stop asking me. Yes, but Happy Death Day. What happens when you take 1/3 of a edited down for television slasher film and honestly 2/3 of a VH1 coming of age story? Well, coming of age in the sense that stop being a whiny, pretentious, snobbish, just female dog that you are. Because the trailer makes you think that this is a poor woman, 20-year-old woman give or take, who is being mercilessly hunted down by this killer. No reason whatsoever, and just dying over and over again and having to relive this traumatic experience. And maybe find out who's doing this, do great research and development, maybe tracking down clues, red herrings here and there. Every time she gets close, boom, dead. Yeah, no, that's not the case. How to put this bluntly? Imagine Paris Hilton on steroids. And imagine if that person made it with your stereotypical Valley College girl. Boom, you got the character. She starts off as one of the most unlikable people I have ever seen in a movie. Normally, when it's our main protagonist in a horror film, you want to see them survive. I'm gonna be honest here, I was kind of looking forward to her first death. Because I knew she was gonna come back, but still, I was kind of looking forward to it. And it did not disappoint. But the scene that it was her first death kind of got me off guard. From the way it's shot, it would assume that this would be a later event. And that's kind of one of this movie's biggest faults. It's not that it's bad, it was not that. Definitely serviceable for both purpose. It's just that they pull a bait and switch on you here. If you're coming to see a horror movie, well, the first third does a good job. It's well paced, it's well shot. The kills are very, I would say, creative. And yeah, the action scenes, for what they are, do a good job. But then we get to death number 3. After she's been killed, well, yeah, after death number 3, so life number 4, after that happens, we start to get into the actual development of this, trying to figure out who the killer is and why they're doing it. And so our titular heroine, if I remember correctly, her name is T, or T, I want to say, meets with the would-be boyfriend of the, well, would-be love interest, I guess you could call him, who's a stereotypical college guy, kind of geeky, a upstanding gentleman. She wakes up in his bed, nothing wearing but a shirt and some underwear. He didn't do anything, though. He made that abundantly clear. You are much better than many people. I salute you, man whose name I have forgotten. And am too lazy to look it up. But after that, yeah, it does a quick session of deaths one after another, and she slowly goes through what one could be the stages of grief. At first, she's just losing her mind over these situations. She's having difficulty grasping what's going on. And then, just little by little, she's realizing how horrible she was. And the fact that she's having to live this over and over again is kind of, disheartening. It's kind of like what would happen to Kenny from South Park if he, didn't come back every time he died. Which he now knows he comes back every time he dies, which makes that extra special. Oh, God. Happy Death Day with South Park. I wonder if that could work. Yeah, so once the killings kind of slow down, we get into the more character piece, her realizing her past, her mistakes, and how horrible of a person she was, and her growth actually feels natural. And her reactions, well, feel real. And major props to her actress. In one movie, she goes through such a wide range of emotions, from prissy upstart snob who I want to smack across the back of the head with a giant axe. Didn't happen, but maybe in the bloopers. To just, I'm immortal. That's right, come at me, killer, I got nothing. To the mental breakdown of just, I can't do this anymore. To the realization of everything she needs to do to truly overcome and become the woman she, well, truly should be. Coming to terms with her mother's death, coming to terms with just past mistakes in and of themselves, and really at the end just becoming a much better person throughout this entire endeavor. And then the last third kind of throws in a little bit extra. Because, you remember my Transformers movie review when I mentioned about the MacGuffin? Well, basically, that's an event or an item that spurs things on that gets everything going to solve all your problems. And in this movie, especially in horror movies, they love the twist. Especially in these types of situations where the whole gimmick is, who's the killer? Well, once you run through the entire gambit of who's the killer, you're kind of out of options, and it can only be someone we as the audience have no clue about. And yeah, they do that. It's look at the screen and go, that person? Who's that? Oh, you don't know? Well, let me read his Wikipedia page for you, and you'll know who he is. That's gotta be the killer. And guess what? It is. Kinda. You'll figure it out. This isn't exactly a rocket scientist thing. Once you get through the suspects, you can kind of pretty much predict, oh, it's clearly this person. In fact, no joke, I guessed who it was in the beginning. But you kind of roll with it. The main gimmick of this movie isn't exactly to be a horror movie, except for the beginning. It's more to be a character piece of sorts. Seeing what would happen if this happened to you, how would you cope and how would you develop? I'll be honest, if I realized I was immortal, I would literally do, well, this. I would wait for the killer in a giant open field, and then I would literally just wait there. Yeah, no joke. I would wait in a giant open field, because if he comes at me, or she comes at me, literally my one goal, I am not going to live this round. I'm not. I'm going to attack them and rip that stupid mask off, which, why is it a baby? I know it's the school's mascot, but who thinks the fighting babies? Can you imagine your football team losing to that? Man, we got our butts kicked by those babies, man. Dude, those babies whooped our butt. We lost 78-0. No. Or just say, man, we whooped those babies' butts. Come on, man, we spanked that. Just, no, it sounds horrible. And the mascot looks about as bad. But I'm assuming licensing rights and everything, so they picked one that clearly no college would ever have. Yeah. But all in all, it's an okay movie. Not one you have to see in the theaters. It's PG-13, so you'll see it on television. There's no blood or gore, so you're not going to get that much out of it. So you're not missing much waiting for this to come to video. And there's probably better horror movies to be watching at this time. Watch any of the old Halloweens, Nightmare on Elm Streets, Friday the 13th. Heck, do what I do. Watch all of Scream. And I might even start including the Scream series. Is the Scream series good? The season 1 is okay and 2's worse. But it's campy and I enjoy it. Never forget Knife Stick. To the 2 people who got that, props. It's nice to remember fond things, and hopefully I won't have any technical issues tonight. Or maybe I will, and I'll be spared what I'm going to have to go see. Oh, God. Tyler Perry. I don't think you can make anything worse than a Medea's Halloween. But if the reviews are to be believed, it will actually be worse. So, I'll see you all later tonight with Medea's Halloween. Once again, happy Death Day. Just wait for it. It'll be out on Netflix or Redbox one of these days. And just rent it then. You'll get your good watch and you'll be done. Don't go see it in theaters. Well, until then, I'm Kevin Riley signing off. I'll see you all next time. Later.